Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I have my update for Pan Those Eyeshadows. This is my favorite project to film and to work on and to see other people do as well. So just so much love for this project. So I have a fairly laid back version of this project with a handful of ways to roll shades out. So the first rule is always to hit pan, but I just don't have the patience to focus on shades for as long as it would take to hit pan on them. So I have a couple other usage goals as well. So the first one would be to use a shade 10 or more times, to have the shade in for 2 or more months. And then I also have a bonus pan goal where if I hit pan on a different shade from the same palette, I can just roll that out, which has been a fun way to roll shades out within this project. So those are my rules. I am working on 5 shades at a time, and I'm going to go through each of these and share my progress. So up first we have my Rude Cosmetics Roaring 20s Reckless palette. I do have an affiliate link and discount code with Rude Cosmetics. If you are interested, the code is JJBeauty and it will save you 15%. I always have that linked in my bio if you are interested. Absolutely no pressure, but I do just want to put that out there. But this is their Roaring 20s Reckless palette, and I have been working on the shade Jazz Night. So Jazz Night is this lighter gold shade over here, and I have reached for this one 2 times this past month for a total of 6 uses within this project. So this one has been in for the 2 months, so I am going to be rolling it out, but I am really happy with the progress that this shade is showing. I feel like there is a little bit more of a dip showing now in this shade, which is super exciting. I do not think I am anywhere near pan, and it has already been in for the 2 months, so I'm not going to work on it anymore in this project right now, but it is a shade I know I will continue to reach for in the future. It's super easy to use and I have really enjoyed using it. I feel like my usage on most of these shades wasn't the best this month. 2 uses isn't great, but it was 6 uses total within this project and I am pretty happy with that. Next up we have my Nabla Poison Garden palette, and I have been working on the shade Zen. Sorry, this packaging is so reflective, but the shade Zen is this one over here. It is just a nice lighter brown crease shade. I feel like it has a little bit of a pinky undertone as well. It's super pretty, but I have only reached for it once. It was only in for 1 month and I have not met any goals yet, so this one is going to be staying in, which I am excited about because 1 use is not ideal. February is, of course, the shortest month of the year, and I just feel like it flew by, and I wasn't reaching for makeup every day, so I just wasn't reaching for these shades a whole lot. I was focusing in on a couple, and this one just kind of got pushed to the side a little bit, but I am hopeful to get at least a couple more uses next month, really dig into this palette a little bit more. I do enjoy it, I just quite honestly was not focused on it this past month. Next up we have my Be Bella Daisy Days palette, and I have been working on the shade In the Meadow. So In the Meadow is this shade right up here, and I have reached for this one 3 times, and this one has also only been in for 1 month, so it is going to be staying in. I do feel like there is still some progress left to make on this shade and within this palette, but I will be honest, the shade is not my absolute favorite. I think it 100% would be if it was a true shimmer shade, but it does lean a little bit more on the glittery side. It is very chunky and it's just not my favorite formula. I absolutely love the color. I use it a lot in my inner corner, but the formula of it just is not my favorite. I am not a fan of pressed glitter shades, and I feel like this one is just right on that edge between glitter and shimmer. So not an absolute favorite, but I do still think I can make some good progress on that shade. And I also would like to hit pan on Loyal Love soon at some point. So I've been working on both of those and seeing if I can get any significant progress in one of those to maybe get a new pan within this palette. I'm not sure if that will happen even within this next month, but I am excited that I get to continue to try. Alright, next up we have my Pacifica Purple Nudes palette, and I have been working on the shade Purple Rain. So Purple Rain is this matte purple in the center. It is a very beautiful shade, and I was so excited to finally have a more colorful shade in this project, but I did only reach for it one time this past month. Again, this was just not the one I was focusing in on. I am definitely determined to use it more this next month since it will be staying in, and I do love this shade and this palette. I love purple eyeshadow. I just wasn't reaching for it, and I definitely need to reach into it more. One use is not good enough for me, so I'm excited that it is staying in and I get to continue to work on it. Because like I said, this is a really nice shade and a really nice palette. I absolutely love it. There is absolutely no reason I didn't reach for it. I just was reaching for other things and focusing on other things instead. Alright, then the last shade that has been in is from my Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette, and it is the shade Sunnies. So Sunnies is this matte off-white shade at the top, and I have reached for this one 6 times this past month. And again, this one has only been in for 1 month, but this is the shade that I was focused in on because I really wanted to hit a pan in this palette, and I am so happy to say that I was able to. It was not in Sunnies, but I did hit a tiny pan in the shade Old Fashioned, which is super exciting, and that does meet my bonus pan rule, so I do get to roll this palette out, and honestly, I think 6 uses in a month for me is really good. I feel like there is a little bit more progress showing in the shade Sunnies, just a slight bit more of a dip. That one is taking longer than I would have thought to show progress, especially since I feel like these shades are fairly shallow and don't take too much to show progress, but I'm happy to continue using that shade in my day-to-day makeup. But it is going to be rolling out of this project because I have hit a pan in this palette, even if it wasn't the one that I had rolled in. I am still super excited that there is a new pan in here, and it just makes me so happy to see and be able to roll this out and roll something new in its place. So that does mean I get to roll in 2 new shades, which is super, super exciting. So I have my tiny decision wheel pulled up here. So I have some palettes blacked out already, and those are palettes that have already been in this project. I have the goal to work on new palettes each time I am rolling shades in, so I wanted to just make that easy for me to do. So I am not rolling in palettes that have already been in this project for this year, but I will be rolling in 2 new ones. So first we have my e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette, and then the second one is going to be my Shared Planet Tiger palette. So I'm going to go grab both of those and we can randomize a shade from each. So here are those 2 palettes. These are actually 2 older palettes within my collection, and I don't actually think I've used them yet this year, so this is going to be a definite good opportunity for that. So the first one that got rolled in is my e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette. As you can see, I do have a handful of pans already in this palette, and I am definitely hoping to hit at least a couple more within this year, so this will be a good opportunity to reach into this and get some more progress. So I have my pretty random app set from 1 to 18, and we will go ahead and randomize and get shade number 11. So 11 is the shade Baha Mar. That shade has actually been in my Pan Those Eyeshadows previously when I have worked on this palette. So I'm a little iffy if I want to roll this one in, just because I know I've already focused on it in this project. But it is a fun shade, it is super pretty, and I have been wanting more color to work on, so I think I am going to keep it, and hopefully I will be able to reach for a number of the other shades in here as well. And then we have my Shared Planet Tiger palette. This packaging is also super reflective, so I am sorry about that. This one has no pans so far. I feel like these take forever to show any sort of progress in, but I would love to get some more use on these shades and maybe start showing at least some dips in some of the shades. So this will be, again, a good opportunity to do so. So I will randomize 1 through 12, and we get shade number 7, which is the shade Roar. That is actually so perfect. That is probably the shade that you can see the most progress on. It's a super easy one to use for an inner corner highlight, and I do use it pretty much every time I reach into this palette, so I think this one will be a fairly easy one to reach for, and I'm really excited that that's the one that gets to roll in. So these are the 5 palettes that are going to be in for this next month. I am super excited to get some use on them and hopefully show some more progress. I know this past month was not the best in terms of usage, but I am still very excited about this project and to work on these shades. So hopefully I will get a little bit more motivation up to work on these, but overall very excited. I will insert a picture of the swatches so you can see the color story. We are getting into a little bit more of some colorful shades, which is super exciting. We have that new green, which now that I'm thinking about it is actually going to be kind of perfect for March with St. Patrick's Day. So hopefully I will have some fun green looks to share with you all by next update. But let me know what you guys thought of this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future uploads. And with all of that said, I will see you in my next video. Bye!